It means you're a bitch.
You're a bitch. All right. Billions, Season 2, Episode 9, Scene 1, Take 1, Action. That was a good clap.
I appreciate you like giving no warning that you were about to go live.
See, like all the off the camera moments, those are the non-scripted moments that I like to capture that the people love to see and hear.
I was wondering why you were just like Billions, Scene 1, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing right now? He didn't say we were about to go live.
Maybe I was just practicing.
Yeah, I mean that's why I thought maybe that's what it was. Maybe you're just losing it, and then I looked over and I saw that I said live.
Definitely losing it. Maybe not that much yet, but we're here. We're back. Here to talk about Billions, Season 2, Episode 9. It's Anthony. I'm here with, what's your name again?
Rick, I think.
Rick the Dick. We're back. Yeah, no, I'm here with Paul.
Yeah, that'd be the name.
That'd be the name.
I was lying when I said Rick. Sorry.
You son of a bitch.
You know, sometimes you just want to be a different person. I felt like being Rick.
You should be proud of who you are. You should want to be who you are.
Well, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm okay with being Paul. What I'm not okay with is we didn't really discuss what either of us have been watching.
Yeah. I realized that about halfway through this conversation.
Yeah. So normally I wouldn't say anything, but I feel like I'm very confused as if I'm supposed to ask you, you're going to ask me. So I just feel like I had to say something.
Well, truth of the matter is, I feel like I should have something, but I don't.
It's good. See, I do have something.
Oh, so everything works out in the end. So what?
Yep.
Let me. Before we get to that, I have a question for you.
What's the question?
What you watching?
Oh man, what am I watching? I'm watching a great show on Netflix, and that show would be House of Cards. I think you've seen all 4 seasons already, if I remember correctly.
I've seen everything.
Yeah. So I binged it a lot, like for the first like 3.5 seasons, and then I kind of took a little break, and now I'm into season 4, like episode 2 or 3, early season 4. Crazy fucking show.
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. I do have a hard time following some of like the deal making that they're talking about because they go so fast and everything's kind of over my head.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Frank Underwood is a boss. I used to think his wife was pretty cool. Now I think she's just annoying.
Yeah,
unfortunately
she tries to overstep her boundaries. She tries to like be more than she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you knew what you were getting into when you married him, and
exactly,
and all that. Why are you trying to fuck everything up now? So yeah, she's kind of annoying. It's a cool like political show that like shows like a dark side to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Frank's just like blackmailing people. He's killing journalists. Like he don't give a shit.
He does what he wants when he wants, and spoiler, he's the president of the United States.
Yeah, and it was like crazy just to see him go from like being he was in the Senate, right? He was the whip.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was the thing, to be honest with you.
I learned that watching the show.
Yeah.
He's the majority House leader?
No, he's not. Actually, no, he's not the majority House leader, I don't think. But his
what's the whip then? I thought that's what the whip was.
The whip is like you just like, I don't know, you whip people into voting for what you want. That's what I've heard him say that before, where it's like, you're the whip, like whip those votes or something like that. I don't think he's the House leader though, because I think it was some other guy that was that, and he was like trying to kiss his ass to do what he wanted. But it's cool to see like he went from that to the president, right?
Yeah,
And like he planned all this out. Like he was so calculated in like playing people against each other to get the president into like a situation where he's gonna get impeached and shit. And it's
yeah.
just like, oh my god, like I have like no ambition compared to this guy.
I mean, it just seems like at a certain point, like why do you want to even keep it going? Like it's just too much work.
Yeah,
Like
there's just
everything
so
has to
much
go
shit.
perfectly. You have to manipulate people to like the perfect extent. It's just like
Yeah,
it's
and
the
then
whole
like
thing.
no matter what went wrong, he like somehow bounced back, and he like found a way. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
so it's a crazy show. I don't know if they're doing season 5. I assume they are.
I believe they are. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the rest of season 4. Um, I hope his wife kind of shuts up a little bit. Not trying to be like sexist, but uh, it's just annoying because all of a sudden she's just like, I want to do something, and it's like yo, you were the ambassador, like you begged him to do that, and then you fucked it all up.
yeah.
Now you want to see something else? Stop. The first lady.
And it's like, first of all, like that's what you know you're signing up for when you marry a politician. Like you're not. That's
Yeah.
just how it is. Like it's. I mean, yeah, I guess you could have like most of the first ladies have their little like pet project they kind of work on. Whether it be I don't even know what Michelle Obama did, but I'm sure there was like some kind of charity or something she worked with. I don't even know, but
Yeah,
it's
her thing was getting kids to like go outside and stay in shape. Like that was her
right,
whole thing. Was
right.
like fighting obesity in America.
Yeah, so usually they pick something like that around with it, but the whole thing with being married to the president is like anything that the president says or does is like international news. And then you have the
Yeah.
first lady just like kind of popping off at the mouth, like saying shit that she shouldn't be saying, and it's just
Yeah.
a bigger distraction than you need.
And then like she didn't get the ambassador spot to you like on her own, so she had to ask them. And then like later on, she's like, I like after she resigned, she's like I despise like and hated myself for asking you. Then don't ask. Then don't ask and wait. Holy shit! What is with wives and like asking for help and then getting mad?
that's
Don't
like
fucking ask.
that's
Don't
like
do it.
Lara. That's like Lara.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get it. It's like if you're gonna get mad when your husband helps you, please don't ask him for the help.
Listen. It's just women. No matter what we do, we will never be able to please our women. It's just how it goes. You know,
Yeah.
they want they want you to give them the world on a you give them the world on a silver platter. They say, how come it's not gold? Well, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like just leave your husband alone. He tried helping you. Don't get mad at him for helping you. That's ridiculous.
Well, what usually ends up happening is, for the first couple of years, the girl. It's like you just kind of you fight back. You're like, no, this is the right way, whatever. And then after a while, it's just like, whatever. You win. I'm not. This is not like worth putting the energy in to argue because you will put all of your energy into it, and it's going to exhaust me. And now, just buy the curtains you want. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Except for in Frank's case, it's the presidency.
Yeah, I was a a little bit more amplified. Um, but you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, I think that's what he should say. He should just say "fuck it."
Yeah, he should just be like a playboy president. Like,
Yeah, fuck it.
divorce her, divorce Claire, and just like go out and slay.
He should. He absolutely should. Because like spoiler, like she like releases that photo of like his dad with like a Ku Klux Klan member, and like she did all this to like get him to talk to her about what she wanted, and she's just like, "You'll bounce back. It's just a wound, bitch, bitch." I'm trying to win the African American vote, and you put a billboard up there showing my dad with the Ku Klux Klan member. Are you fucking kidding me?
Not a good look.
No, like it's just, oh my god! It's like when she said that, I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" You just want to talk. You just want him to listen to that. Now I think she wants to be the VP. I guess that's what she's getting at.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous move. You cannot
Yeah.
have a husband and a wife be president and vice president. That just
Yeah.
logistically does not work.
Like you would think she's a smart woman. Like she's smart. Like she knows what she's doing. Like she can handle
Yeah,
herself. It's like you would think that she'd be like, okay, that just doesn't work. Like there's no way people would go for it. I wouldn't go
yeah,
for that.
nope.
I'd be like,
And
absolutely not. You cannot have the president and the vice president not be married to each other.
and
That's
you
not going to work.
and you represent the common man. You represent, Frank the plumber. You represent
Yeah.
Joe the carpenter. You represent Anthony the fishmonger. That's who you represent.
Yeah, see, yeah, exactly. So, fucking crazy psycho son of a bitch. I swear to God. I hope he just like destroys her. And I hate saying that, but at this point, just like the way she acted, it's like, like your whole plan was to get him to become president. Now all of a sudden you don't want that?
Yes, apparently it's what she didn't want all along. And it's just like,
Yeah.
huh?
I don't know. It's crazy, but
Yeah, it's a
besides
good
that, I
show
like the
though.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
besides her being a crazy bitch, it's a good show.
She wasn't like this for the first like 3 seasons for the most part.
No, she was a real ride or die bitch in the first 3 seasons. She was with him every step of the way.
Exactly. This only started happening like towards the very end of season 3, I think, in the beginning of season, and now into season 4. But up until then, she was like fucking right with him, like doing whatever she had to do and everything. So it's
Yeah.
a fucking amazing show. I don't know why it took me this long to start watching it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was one of the first it was the first Netflix, original series, and not many people were on it. Now everyone knows about Netflix shows. Like certain ones come out, they know, Orange is the New Black, whatever, all the comedy specials. But yeah, that was the first original content of any kind that they did, and like people, there was a good amount of people on it, but there's a lot of people who just like didn't kind of trust Netflix.
Yeah.
To, come up with good original stuff. But they've turned it into their own thing now.
Yep. No. Fucking. Hats off to Netflix because that show is fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is. It is. And they bought up a bunch of British shows too. I mean, like Peaky Blinders is one. That show that we did.
Crazy Head.
Crazy Head. They got a couple others. I can't think of off the top of my head, but we'll save all the other Netflix and House of Cards talk for maybe when the new season comes out, whenever that may be, we'll do something on that.
Yeah.
Maybe we get D-Rod in the mix. But yeah, that's honestly that's one of the shows that because it comes out the season at a time, so it's like you're waiting a year plus for it to come out, and it comes out and you watch it within a week, and then you have to wait like another year plus the next season. So it's like I always forget what happens.
Yeah, I do like how they do a recap video before the new season. Because they were doing that when I was watching. They would like before the next season starts, they would have like a 3-minute long video recapping everything. So at least they do that. It could be worse. They could have like just not done that at all and been like, "Yeah, you better go rewatch all this."
It's on you, boy.
So it's definitely nice that Netflix kind of like realizes that people watch their like whole season in like a week or maybe 2 weeks, and then they're waiting 10 months, so they kind of might forget, so they put a little recap video in. So
very considerate of them.
Yeah, good company, Netflix. Good job on you.
All right, we'll hop on in. So last episode we left off with Axe busted into the Yale Club or wherever Chuck and Chuck were.
Rich club.
Yeah, wherever the rich people go to play with each other's nuts. He went in and he confronted Chuck and Chuck and was just like, I know you did this. I know this is you. I'm going to destroy you, all this stuff. And Chuck saw it as an open and he's going to start pursuing Axe again. So it starts off, it's Axe's birthday. A dollar bill comes to him. Do you want to talk about Wags now, or do you want to do a Wags watch at the end?
Let's start off with Wags.
Okay, all right. We'll keep it light to start off. So he he gives him for his birthday, Zach's birthday. He gives him a space in some apocalypse bunker. Uh, I mean, what do you think? Is that a good or a bad birthday present for a billionaire, someone who has everything basically? What do you think about that?
I think it's an interesting gift. Um, but if I am a billionaire, I'm probably just gonna build my own bunker, like underneath my house.
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't want to have to go all the way to this bunker and like live with other people. 'Cause I think it was like multiple like people were gonna be living there.
right,
Right? Yeah.
yeah,
I rather just build one for myself. To be honest with you, I think it's a crazy gift too, for like $300,000.
yeah,
Fucking absurd.
yeah. And also, you gotta add to the fact that it's in the Canadian Rockies. I think he said they're in
Yeah.
New York, Connecticut. Like, how are you gonna get to the Canadian Rockies in time during an apocalypse?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the airports are open anymore.
No, you'd have to like hope that like your pilot for your private jet is just like, yeah, fuck my family and wants to take you there, or doesn't have a family, or like, yeah, no, I'm not. Apocalypse breaks out. I'm not trying to like have to actually go travel real far.
Yeah, I'd like to stay in my house and just walk downstairs to my basement,
Yep.
which I'll probably already be hanging out in anyway. I'll just make my basement. It'll be a basement slash apocalypse bunker where like at any given time, if I need to, I flip a switch and it just goes on lockdown.
Oh
Just
hell
drops
yeah,
like a
dude.
giant metal door and just closes everything off, and I have like full supplies down there and everything. Hopefully, I don't like eat all the food while I'm just hanging out down there. Hopefully, I learn to save it. But yeah, I mean, why not? Why
Dude,
not?
I do that. If I had like a couple $1 billion, I would drop like 500 mil on like a state of the art underground bunker that has like its own like garden and like water source and like everything. I just deck it out, but I would just have it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd put like a movie theater in there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Because
And you know how Netflix you can download the movies now. I'll download every
yeah,
movie they have and just have it like saved in case I lose internet.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would absolutely do that. If I was a billionaire, I absolutely drop like 500 mil. Even if I didn't think an apocalypse was gonna happen, I just do it because it's fucking cool.
Yeah, it'd be a cool place to hang out.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, you just press one button, everything locks down like a fucking blast door. I'm like,
Yep.
all right, fuck you guys. Just
Yeah.
like being alone.
Yep. I love it. I love it. Um, but one of my favorite parts is when Axe like, "Did you get yourself a spot?" And he's like, "Come on, you know me. You know I want to be outside with all the marauders running
Yeah.
around." I can just picture Wags like, "You ever see This Is the End?"
Yes.
When Danny McBride just like they like kick him out of the house and he just becomes like king of like the whatever the like all the like the king of like the Raiders or whatever.
Yeah, and he has like
He
that
has Channing
Channing.
Tatum on a like, leash, and he's just like a savage, like eating guys' faces and stuff. Like I can see Wags being that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, that would be Wags because he's fucking psycho. He'd have his IV ready to go, and he'd just be going crazy.
Be vaping alcohol.
Yeah, he'd be living the life.
He'd be living better than he is now.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody would judge him. They Bobby couldn't be like, yo, Ax, yeah, I mean, Wags, you're doing some crazy shit. You okay? You should probably go see somebody. He could just do it.
Just do it.
Nobody's gonna tell him no. He just fucking kill him.
Oh yeah. Well, here, we'll just shoot you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. So I could definitely see Wags being a crazy psycho marauder.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't expect it any other way. I don't think he'd be able to last in like a place like that with no like liquor or drugs or anything.
Oh no, I think he'd fucking go crazy.
He'd just start killing people.
Yeah, dude, he'd have to. You have if you lose liquor and drugs, you gotta find some other like addiction, and maybe it's just killing people.
Yeah, no, that's everyone has a vice, whatever it may be, whether it's drinking, gambling, drugs, smoking, whatever.
Exactly.
I always say if you know someone that doesn't have a vice, watch out because they have a real bad one. It's so bad they just don't like show it. They don't talk about it.
It's so bad they can't talk about it.
Yeah, like if you could sit there with someone and have a couple beers, or whatever, whatever the case may be, you can trust that person to a certain extent. But if you go out, let's say you go out to dinner or bar or something, you're like, oh, let's get a drink, and they say no. Now this doesn't factor in people who have had drinking problems. That I understand. But if you're just like, no, I just don't drink. Like, why not? Like, I just don't. There's something wrong with that person.
Yeah, they're into some crazy shit probably.
Yeah, like killing birds or something. Okay. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So, another birthday gift that X gets is an investment clue, idea, tip off, whatever you want to call it, from Dollar Bill. And this guy, I just imagine this is how he makes all of his money. He's just like kind of just deals with these like sleazy people that are getting information in sleazier ways and just like pays them off for like their inside information. He just invests on that. That's how he makes all his money. I'm convinced.
Absolutely. He talks about like being an outlaw and stuff. He definitely is not into the legitimate side of making money. Like he's definitely doing some sketchy, questionable stuff.
Yeah, like anytime. And this isn't the first time he's come to Axe with like sketchy information, but he's just like he's basically calling Axe a pussy. He's like, "Come on, you won't do it. Come on, like,
yeah,
what happened to you, bro? You're a pussy." Like,
yeah, like getting into like Wag's face too. Just like stop being a pussy and all that kind of shit. Yeah, he Dollar Bill kind of calls Wags and Axe out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he does.
They definitely like have gone from like, okay, let's do it. Let's like back in the day, Axe probably would have been like, yep, like right away, just a yes.
Yeah.
But now he's like super cautious, and I mean he has a right to be.
Oh, of course. He should be super cautious with Chuck the way he is.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't blame Bobby for wanting to like take a look at it and think about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I also thought it was funny how just Dollar Bill just had like a little like Puerto Rican kid that he like basically bought.
Yeah,
just to like play baseball.
Yep, and he invested like multiple kids.
Yeah, like, he has his own like farm of like just like little like Hispanic kids that are like good at baseball.
Shit's hilarious.
How do you even like? What is he? Does he just like pay for their training? Like, what does he get in return? Like,
yeah, he said he fronts like the entire bill for all of the training, and he gets like what is it, like 20% on their signing
or some
shit. Yeah, so he was like basically off this one kid that they were showing like in the scene, even with all like the kids that he had to like just cut because they were shit.
Yeah,
he's still gonna make like a shit ton of money off this one kid.
That's not bad. That's not a bad idea.
I'd do it too if I had like the money to give to like some like Cuban or Puerto Rican kid to like play baseball, and then he turns out to be fucking like the next. I don't know baseball, but like a next Hall of Famer, like fuck yeah, I'd be like, I want 20% of your lifetime earnings or something. I don't know.
That's lifetime too. Like it's one thing for like the rookie contract, but if you have it for the lifetime, like that guy becomes a big star, he's making hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're getting a good piece of that.
Yeah, exactly. Because he signs a fucking $200 million contract. Shit.
Yeah. It's what's that? That's 40 mil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's and all you have to do is just pay for training. Shit, I might do that.
Let me start doing that. Things you have to find the right people to invest in.
Well, I have you. You know about baseball, so we could just go down to.
We'll just go hang out by the high school.
Yeah, and we'll just look at them, and you'll figure out if they're good or not, and then we'll put up the money, and we'll be fine.
We'll go stand by the field with binoculars and just watch from afar. I like that one. Let's buy them.
Let's not have anybody overhear us saying, "Let's buy that one."
We're just like sitting in the bleachers with the parents, like that one. Let's buy that one. And the dad's like, "Oh, how much?"
Shit.
You could have them.
Yeah, it sells us like $1,000. He's like, yeah, 1,000. Okay. It's
All
a
right,
pretty good deal.
I can
I
work with
think.
that.
But yeah, we should do that. Do make a business off that. Buying children and making them baseball stars.
We we went from becoming baseball scouts to being human traffickers
I mean, listen,
very quick.
the kid's gonna have a good life. Okay, he's gonna be making $200 million off of baseball. Like it's worth it. He'll be okay. He'll thank us in the end.
But what about the emotional toll?
Money can solve that.
Money can solve everything.
Money can buy you a lot of drugs that would help with that. So
Anyone who says money doesn't make you happy just doesn't have money.
yeah, that's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Every time I hear somebody saying it, I'm like, you're dumb.
You never hear rich people say that. It's always like someone who's like, oh yeah, but money doesn't buy happiness. It was like, well, how would you know?
Yeah, it's like, dude, no, think about it. Money can buy you fucking happiness. Money can buy me a lot of fancy shit. It could buy me women. It could buy me drugs. Name me something money can't buy. I could buy a politician if I wanted to with enough money. So,
Yeah,
money makes you happy. You
money
say
can
that
buy you anything, especially if you know the right people.
exactly. So, money can make you happy. If anybody says anything otherwise, then they're dumb.
Fucking idiots.
Exactly. So the kid he'll get over it. The money will help.
Okay, let's get back to the story a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want the FBI.
We just went on a human trafficking rant. So he gets the tip idea from Dollar Bill. He's weary. He's wary of it. He's not sure if he wants to do it because he might have eyes on him. He doesn't know. So he's kind of asking around. He talks to his CIA guy, whatever his name is. I always forget his name. He vets it. He checks it out. He lets him know who Dollar Bill's source is, and it's Victor, who I guess he fired. It must have been season 1. I'm trying to remember it. He was probably early on, right?
Yeah, I forget why he got caught doing something. I didn't even remember who the guy was at first. I was like, well, who the fuck's this guy?
I recognized him. I just had no idea like what his thing was, like why he was recognizable.
Oh, yeah. Well, he got fired for doing something that was illegal, I think.
The way it sounded to me was it was kind of something everyone was doing. He was just kind of the scapegoat. And that's why Axe was worried about that maybe this guy was setting him up.
Right, because he was pissed at him.
Right. He was trying to get payback.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you use the guy as a scapegoat, I'm sure he'd be fucking pissed.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Axe is right to be, like, cautious and nervous about it and, like, not just jump into it. So when Dollar Bill is just like, man, don't be a pussy. It's like, dude, do you understand, like, what Axe would have to put on the line to, like, go do all this?
Yeah, it's a lot different for Dollar Bill to go to jail. But did he go to jail? He got off, right?
He got off. I forget why, but yeah, they tried to flip him, and I don't think they had a lot on him. They used those 2 families against him, and he's just like, fuck it. I'll tell him myself.
Yeah. Right.
So it's, it's a lot different for Dollar Bill to go to jail because he just didn't give a shit. Bobby actually cares about his family.
Yeah, Dollar Bill's a savage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But so yeah, Axe kind of starts doing some of his own research, and he actually meets up with Victor, and he wants to judge Victor for himself, see if he's really trying to fuck him over, or if it's like he actually like wants to make money.
Yeah.
And they work out a little deal. Victor runs a satellite shop, not really associated, kind of off the record, for Axe, and he uses the information. He goes to work on it.
Yep. So Axe kind of going back to his little shady ways.
Yep, as always, he always comes back to it.
So I mean, I wouldn't do it if I was Axe. I'd be like, nope, I wouldn't want anything to do with it, just because like Chuck's definitely like gonna come after you. Like you have to understand, you have to always think that Chuck's gonna just wait till he can get something on you and he's gonna attack. So like I just wouldn't even bother. I'd be like, nope, I don't trust him. I don't want him like to even be around me, and I just be like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll make my 100 mil some other way.
And it's not like he needs the money. It's like he's in desperate need of money. Like he's just being
Yeah,
greedy.
exactly. He doesn't need it. He's uh, draining Sandcott for everything it's worth. That's gonna get him a bunch of money. So it's like, yeah, he doesn't need.
Shit.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do a deal. It's just who he is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Just he always wants more. He always wants more. He's trying to bite off more than he can chew.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna come back to bite him in the ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
I actually have a little theory about what's going to come back to bite him, but we can get into that a little bit later.
okay.
After we talk about Chuck for a little bit. So yeah, he will access go with the investment. He gives Victor his own little shop as like kind of a thank you for not trying to set him up. And let's go over Chuck for a little bit. He's after, like we said, after the last episode, sees that Axe is a little bit weak right now, and he's trying to pounce. He's trying to take him out because he realizes that if he takes him out, first of all, he'll win that personal grudge between the two of them. They are enemies. There are very few people that have nemesis. Nemesises. What are nemesis these days? These guys are nemesises.
Yes.
Nemesis. Nemesi.
I don't know what the proper word would be, so I'm just gonna go with whatever you say.
Nemesis.
I think that's definitely wrong.
Well, what the fuck do you know?
I mean, I'm just saying it sounds wrong.
Yeah, I guess it does, but you know what? We'll look it up later.
Yeah. We can go with it.
So, what were we talking about again? Nemesis. Okay. Yeah, no. So he wants to win that, and then also if he takes down Axe, who's obviously shutting down Sandicott, taking just milking him for everything. If he takes him out, he'll get that upstate vote, which is what he had. He was lacking. So to try and get to Axe, he kind of just follows a little breadcrumb trail and ends up coming up to the casino guy. What's his name?
Scumbag.
Scumbag.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I thought I had it. I thought I had it written down. I'm trying to see, but nope, I don't. Okay, so he tries to turn him, and the guy's just like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay with that. I don't need to partake."
Yeah, it basically says that he already has like his umbrella. He
Yep.
doesn't need to worry. So, he's not scared.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like kind of pissed off. He's like, "What umbrella does he have?" And he figures that it's Foley, because the only person that can really protect him from like the district attorney.
Yep.
And he goes to talk to him, and I forgot exactly how he laid it out, but basically, if he went after this guy, it goes back to his father, who's making them like move the spot. And obviously, if it's going to his father, they're going to assume that he had a part of it too. It was a personal vendetta against Axe. So,
yeah,
if he went after him, it wouldn't have looked good. So you could see kind of Chuck getting handcuffed a little bit by the powers that be. I don't know. What else? Do you have anything else on this?
Yeah, it's you're kind of seeing Chuck having to play like that political game now because he wants to run for office, and Foley's the one endorsing him and backing him and everything, and he can't.
Hello.
God damn it!
Why do you keep muting yourself?
I hit the space button and it Why is the space button mute? God damn it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, you're fine. I like if
My thing doesn't mute. My mic just doesn't mute.
really every time I hit the space button, my mic just mutes on Hangout.
Well, stop hitting your space button.
I don't like a black screen, so I hit the space button to make it.
Just move the mouse.
Well, it was easier. What was the last thing you heard? I don't want to get into discussion of this.
He can't. That's where you cut off. Can't.
Oh, I guess I was saying like I was talking about Foley and Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Chuck can't.
yeah. So Chuck can't go after Axe the way he wants to, because Foley told him no. And if he did, like you said, it would go back to his dad, to Foley, and then to Chuck. So, now you're seeing that he has to play this political game and kind of figure out something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know. I think Chuck's gonna get into some shit.
Yeah.
With Foley. Like I think he's going down like a dangerous path with Foley.
Yeah, well, Foley, he's it's hard to see what he does that's legitimate and what is.
Yeah.
Because he has his hand in so many things, and especially most of the time you don't even realize it's him, and he's pulling the strings. Like he's got this possible future politician under his belt. He's got this casino guy under his belt. He's got Chuck Senior under his belt. Like he's like, this is just what we know. Who knows who else he has?
Yeah, it's kind of like Dollar Bill's buying Puerto Rican kids. Foley buys politicians or future politicians and business people.
Yeah, he invests in them, but instead of getting money back, he gets favors.
Exactly.
So
it goes back to money can buy you whatever you want.
Yep. Exactly.
So I mean, we come full circle back to that where money can buy you a goddamn politician, which gets you favors. So yeah, money can buy you happiness.
Hey, you want to move a casino from one town to another? Call up your old politician buddy. He'll get it done.
That's what I'm saying, dude. A phone call. A phone call.
Probably even a text. Probably even a text can do it.
Yeah, let's be real here. Nowadays, probably just a text message or a Snapchat.
But he's old, so he probably texts real bad.
Yeah, so for Foley, it's probably still a call. But for like younger generations, they're probably snapping each other, Snapchatting like a business deal. Like, yeah, just move that casino, man. I need to be moved to this town instead, and then it's done. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, money can buy you whatever the fuck you want.
Yep. Agreed. I think we could all agree on that. Now, you want to talk about Taylor next, or do you want to go into the IRA IPO a little bit?
Let's talk about Taylor because it's a little bit shorter. We can get that out of the way.
So Taylor, like we said, it's Axe's birthday, and he's having a party for everyone at work and all his friends and family, what have you, at his house, which he doesn't even want to go to, by the way. I don't know why he's throwing this big lavish party if he doesn't want to go.
Appearances.
I guess so. But Taylor is like, oh man, like, I have to go. What the fuck? I have to go. And there's another, I guess we'll go to another Wags watch right now. There's one point she walks into Wags' office. She's like, what's the attendance policy for the party? She's like, he doesn't take attendance, but like he knows who's there. And she goes, fuck. And he's like, did you just say fuck? And she was like, yeah, why? He goes, you're one of us now.
Yeah. Starts smiling.
Yep. The big creepy smile. Thought that was funny. But it kind of plays into what happens towards the end. So, she's like debating on whether to go or not. You can tell it's bothering her. And she goes to Axe at one point, which I just want to say, he's throwing a rubber ball off the wall, trying to be like, oh, I played stickball growing up as a kid. You can tell he's not American. You can tell he's British just by the way he throws. Because I mean,
I
think
didn't
about it.
even really notice it, to be honest with you.
I noticed because he was kind of short arming it, and like you could tell when he was throwing, they didn't like put him in frame that much because it was kind of awkward. Because I tell you what, no kid who grew up playing stickball in the streets of Yonkers, wherever the fuck he's from, throws a baseball like that. Like that's just a fact. Like that's how someone looks if they've never thrown a baseball before. And you know, growing up in England, why would you throw a baseball?
Yeah,
I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying that like
that you can tell he's never done it before.
yeah. Like if you want to make the character like this kind of like homegrown New York kind of guy, like don't have him try and play baseball. I'm not going to believe that.
Yeah, or I mean, it's like, couldn't you just do a couple extra takes of the scene to get it right?
Or get a stunt double.
Yeah, or that, or just get a pitcher to show him how to fucking do it for like a second. Yeah, I didn't notice it, to be honest with you. I guess because I don't like, just I don't know. I don't watch baseball. I'm sure if I go back now you said something, I'll
Yeah.
definitely see that he looks stupid trying to do it. But
I mean, that's not something that like you go back and look at. It's just like I'll take your word for it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But besides the awkward ball tossing, um, Taylor comes up to him and she was just like, you know, like, would you care if I didn't come to your party? And he's like, no, I don't care. And then she's walking, or they're walking away, and he goes, what, you want to party with me? And she's like, no, I have my sister's I don't know what
Wedding.
it was. Wedding. So yeah, her sister's wedding. And she's like, you know, there's only so many flights out to wherever. And he's just like, well, why don't you just get a private jet? Do both. And she's like, oh, what about the carbon footprint? And he's like, listen, we got one life. We got to live it up. Like, do it all. I forgot. He told a little story, a little anecdote. Do it all. And at the end, she gets on. She gets on the private jet, and she's sitting there with like a glass of whiskey or something. I keep saying she, it's they. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For anyone who's getting offended out there, I'm sorry. But, you know, unfortunately, if someone has a vagina, I call them she. So that's just how my brain works. I'm sorry if it doesn't make sense to you. Oh, my God. Where was I? So, yeah, they hop on the plane, and they're sitting back, and all of a sudden you see this smile come over their face. And you can kind of tell that maybe this lifestyle is starting to grow on them.
See, okay, so oh my god, I have a problem talking like saying them and they and all that because I feel like it's multiple people.
I know.
And it's like it's not. You're talking about one person, but I keep thinking that when you're saying like smile and the other play, like, oh my god. Never mind. Whatever you want to be called they. Fuck it. Do you?
Do you just don't ask me to do it?
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing. Just don't get mad when I don't do it because I don't mean disrespect by it. I'm just not gonna remember.
You have mammaries and a vagina. You're a she.
Well, according to they, they're not.
What? They're not mammaries.
No, they're not a she.
They can shut the fuck up. That's what I say about them. About them.
Well, you know, her character is starting to turn into a little psycho anyway. She likes that private jet. They like that private jet.
Yep, they like it. Them's like it.
And they were like so like, oh no, I don't want to hurt people and all this shit. And they're like, yeah, fuck that town. It's natural.
Bug it.
Yeah, like,
Bug it.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Get
Yeah,
it.
no,
Get it done.
Fucking yeah. So you see her go from like this, like, yeah, I want to help people to fuck them. I want that private jet.
Yeah,
She goes from like, you know, the environment, be like, no, man, like it's too much on the environment to fuck yeah, I'll go everywhere on a private jet now.
Yeah, I'll go to work in a private jet.
Yeah,
I'll get milked down at the store with a private jet. Not even
yeah,
don't even let it take off. Just roll down the street in your private jet.
yep, exactly, exactly. So I can't wait for her to get crushed by Chuck
Them.
them. That's why.
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that
Also,
I have to say them all the time makes me want them
yeah.
destroyed.
I hope they get destroyed. But yeah. So I mean, all this circles back to early in the episode. They get the subpoena for Steph Reed. They interview her. They don't really find much in there from her, but she points them in Taylor's way. So now Taylor is being followed, which you see when they're getting onto the private jet. And I think Taylor might slip up at some point. I don't know
Yeah,
what they've done wrong exactly, but they're kind of new to this whole, like, watch out for the feds.
yeah. And for as smart as they are, they'll fuck up.
Okay. Okay. What was I going to say? Son of a bitch.
I think somebody's fucking with you.
Just rings once. What the fuck?
Yo, what the fuck is happening?
How do I fucking turn this thing off? I'm taking the batteries out. There. Out.
Shit literally like once. 3 times.
Still on. What the fuck? I took, oh, no. I turned the headset on. Line in use. Why is the answer machine? Okay, I don't know. What was I even talking about? Taylor.
Yeah, we don't know like what. Oh yeah, I was saying she's definitely gonna slip up at some point. For as smart as they are, I think when the pressure's on, and like Chuck and the fucking government are like breathing down their neck, they will fuck up. I
I,
think.
I agree. Or they are going to grow a conscience at some point when Chuck is like pushing, 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 and
True. Yeah.
that's going to set them over the edge. And I just want to say, I love how every time we say they or them, there's like a slight pause before we say we have to like think about it. We're like, and then
Yeah.
they this, and it's just like it's a pain in the ass. Like I've been programmed to say he or she, or there's multiple people, they or them, and
Yeah. No.
now
Yeah.
you're trying to reprogram my brain after 24, 25 years. Like it's not how this works.
Exactly. And then like I'll say she, and then I'll catch myself and like say they after. And it's like,
Yep.
dude, I just don't.
Yep.
Why? Don't make me do this, please.
Don't make me do it.
But yeah. So I think yeah, you're right too. Like either they are gonna fuck up, or they are gonna grow conscious and like just spill and rat on Axe.
I agree.
Because you your line of I've had 900 minutes of therapy doesn't work on the DA. I'm sorry. That's
and it doesn't work on your cellmate.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely does not work on them. So yeah,
Yeah. That's all I have about Taylor.
yeah,
So I guess we'll hop over to Ira. So Ira comes in with this can't fail business proposition for Chuck. Can't miss. Can't miss. You can't miss on it. So he like owns a share in some like fizzy water company or some stupid fucking drink. And the guy who owns it is looking to sell, and Ira wants it. He's basically been kind of running it already. He wants full ownership, but he doesn't have the money. Fuck. Doesn't have the money, so he goes to Chuck so that he can ask his dad. And Chuck, at first, he kind of doesn't want to get involved because, he thinks he's running for office and it'll look bad if he gets involved in personal finance deals, especially when he's supposed to be in a blind trust. All of his money.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll think about it. And then I'm trying to remember what happens that makes him. Oh,
The books.
right. Okay. So going back to when he's reading the deposition from Steph Reed, she mentions the Winston Churchill first edition books. That Axe bought all of them in the world basically, just to kind of spite Chuck. And when he heard that, he was just like, motherfucker. And then King was like, wow, I didn't really realize that books triggered you like that. I had no idea what was what he was talking about, but there's I don't know if I said it on here. I think I might have said it on the other podcast with Mo, but there's just something about a middle-aged guy that he just had so much that he just has to just let out a motherfucker. Just yell. At my job there was this, I was working on a Saturday, and this guy comes in. The store opens at 7. The guy comes in, 7:10. He's back there. He's looking around. He goes, "You guys have any clams? No, we didn't get them yet. Do you have any salmon? No, we didn't get them yet. Do you have any mussels? No, we didn't get them yet because we were waiting for the truck to come." And
right.
he just lets out a motherfucker, saying the same thing, just yells. He was just he was like, "Oh, what the fuck!" You can tell this guy, on a Saturday morning, got up early, drove all the way to the store with the sole purpose of just getting those clams, that salmon, and those mussels, or whatever the fuck he wanted. And then he got there, we didn't have any of it. And all that pent up dad rage that we were talking about with, kind of just giving up on fighting with your wife, that's coming out. His failure of a kid is coming out. Disappointment of a kid, that, all that frustration, anger is just what the fuck? Just coming all out at once. And you see that every once in a while from dads and middle-aged men. I don't know. I find it funny because it's just such a pure, unfiltered, just emotional, just what the fuck?
Yeah, they everybody has that boiling point, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
And eventually, from weeks and days and months of not saying anything and dealing with all that, eventually, you just explode.
Yeah,
it happens.
You just explode, but it's always funny because it's not. It's not a prolonged tirade. It's just he just lets off just enough steam so that he doesn't blow, and then he just kind of goes back to being all right, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like all men are kind of, not all men, but a lot of men are like that. They reach that limit, they just scream like fuck, and then they just go on about their day.
Yep, and that's it.
I've done that.
No, absolutely. I think all of us men have done it, and that's why we're different than girls. Is because girls will kind of stew on it. They'll sit on it, and then they'll go home and they'll tell their boyfriend about it, and they'll bitch about it and moan about it, and it's just
yeah. And then 2 weeks later, it comes back up again because they're still thinking about it.
Oh, they remember everything. They remember everything. There's no especially when you did something wrong.
Yeah.
When they did something wrong, it's okay, whatever, and I'm not gonna bring it up, but when you do something wrong, it's fine. It's fine. But then whenever any other little thing comes up, it's oh, remember you did this, and you're just yeah. But how does that apply here? But
yeah, it's hypocrites, double standard, son of a
double
bitch.
Standard. You want to be paid equally, you can't have this double standard against us. It's just how this works.
Yeah, if you want equal pay, then you don't get to go first on the lifeboats.
Exactly. Because there's so many times in a woman's life she has to be first on the lifeboat.
Yeah, I was watching a Bill Burr stand up, and he was going on like a whole thing about that, where he was just like, yeah, you can get equal pay, but when the ship's sinking, you don't get to go first. He was just going like on and on about it. He made some pretty good points, I must say.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I haven't listened to it. I agree with it. I'm trying to remember where we were going with this. So the motherfucker. So Chuck gets mad and he's sitting there and he's thinking, and I don't think he ever comes out and says in the episode, but you see the wheels turning, and he's like, I forgot exactly what he said, but he was like, it's almost like you can kind of bait him into doing it. So he's gonna do something with this IPO with Ira, where he's gonna leak a tip to him or something, and like set a trap for him and catch him with it.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, this money is coming from his blind trust, which isn't supposed to be touched, but the dad's going to touch it, and he's Chuck is going to sign, a letter of approval, which means that he knows what's going on, so therefore it's not a blind trust, which he's kind of breaking his oath, and I don't know what that means for his political career, but it's probably not good. But I feel like he kind of has it all planned out, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's just kind of winging it.
I think he had it all planned out up until the point where his dad was like, yeah, I need to take the money from the blind trust because I don't have it on hand right now.
Okay, so you think it was all planned, and then once that came out, he was like, well, fuck, we've come this far. Like, let's just do it.
Yeah, because I think, his dad's rich, so I think he went into it, like his dad could front the money for this whole thing to Ira and it'd be fine. But then the dad's just like, yeah, I don't have the money right now, so I would need to dip into the blind trust. And I feel like Chuck is so pissed that Axe bought all those books, despite him. He's like, I don't give a shit,
motherfucker.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's like, I'll break whatever oath I took. I don't give a shit. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You put the money back before anybody notices, type of thing. Yeah, I think it's just he's too pissed at Axe, and he came too far now to back out. So he's going with it.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so he's going to kind of set it up, see if he can catch himself a tiger. And I guess we don't have much left. I guess we'll just talk about Wendy real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm kind of getting annoyed with the storyline.
With Wendy?
Not with Wendy, with her storyline.
Oh, okay.
It's just like there's this whole
First
thing.
of all, it's not there. Like, it's barely there.
Right. It is. And then when it is there, it's just like her and Axe just kind of beating around the bush. Like, all right, when are we going to fuck?
Yeah.
And I don't know, the whole thing where he sent like his admin to spy on her, kind of just like, saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And she's like what Wendy would say. And she like caught on to it pretty quick. Like, it's just like, who cares?
Yeah, it's like if you guys are going to fuck, just fuck.
Yeah, it's that. But it's not even that. It's just like, what is the point of all of this? Like, what's going to happen if he catches her? Like, I guess he would fire her. But like, it's like almost inconsequential. It's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a storyline that's not there that much, and when it is there, it's not like fleshed out or anything. Like, it's kind of rough and just thrown in almost. Even when, I mean, luckily in this episode at least, her storyline intersected with Lara's, and like now it could turn into something,
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part for this season, a lot of her storyline, like, especially in terms of like Bobby, I don't think really need to be there all too much.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least in the first season, she was there talking to Chuck, and like, you can see they were fighting, or she was peeing on him, or whatever the case may be. There was something going on. In the P scenes, they didn't necessarily have much to advance the story of the show. They were just entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to see Wendy sit there and talk to this girl who's like trying to trap her, and she's like, no, she's trying to trap her. So it's just like, it's just dumb. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
no, I agree.
yeah, for some reason, Lara calls Wendy and tries to let let her know that she's invited to the party. She's welcome to the party. But I thought it was funny how it's because Chuck and Axe have beef, and Wendy and Lara have beef. But Chuck and Lara don't really. I mean, like obviously they're not going to be best friends or anything, but it was just like interesting to see them actually because I think it's the first time they've ever like interacted.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean at least that we've seen. So I was just I thought that was interesting, but I don't know if you had any thoughts on that. But so she goes to the party and she's talking to Lara and she's like, "Oh, it was good of you to agree on not talking with Bobby or whatever." And she was like, "Yeah, of course I agreed to it because it was my idea."
Yeah.
And you just see the wheels start turning, and it's like, I knew when he said that it was going to come back to bite him. Um,
Yep. Yeah, he fucking shouldn't have lied. That was a dumb idea.
yeah, and I mean, it comes down to again, the girls, they're regular Sherlock Holmes. They're they're like they look at every little fine detail, whereas guys are just like, whatever.
Yeah,
Girl-
exactly.
Girls will be in the sink picking up like little hairs, and be like, "Why is this hair blonde? I don't have blonde hair. Like, where did this come from?" Like stuff like that. It's like I don't fucking know. But
Exactly, because they're psycho.
yep. But she holds off for a little bit because it's X's birthday. I guess she doesn't want to like be that because she is annoying. I guess she just wouldn't be that annoying. Where it's just like on his birthday, like, why'd you say this? Nah, 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 nah.
Yeah, like make a scene maybe. Yeah, because even when she went to the car with him, she didn't say anything.
You can tell she was about to, but then he was like too excited about getting out of there. So she was like, whatever, I'll let him have this night. Unless maybe she just doesn't say anything at all and she like kind of holds it over his head for when she needs it.
Yeah. Yep. When she needs another favor, and then gets mad at him for helping her that favor.
Yep. Exactly. I think that's about it. Do we have? Is there one more Wags watch? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. The only other thing that he did was the speech.
The speech, yeah, which was whatever. That was fine.
Bobby did return that coin for that bunker.
He did. He did, and he was like, he kind of said like, I'm an outlaw. Like I want to be on the outside too.
Yeah, and I think Dollar Bill even says it at the party where they're like, "Oh, like who doesn't come to their own birthday party?" He's like, "Oh, because he realized he's an outlaw."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much it for the episode.
Yeah, I think it's a wrap. Looks like it's about a clean hour. So do we have an ad?
I don't. I do not have one. I hope you do.
This episode is brought to you by Easter leftovers. So I have an absurd amount of Easter leftovers in my house. I don't know what Easter is like for you, but for me, there's about 20 overweight Italian people that come over to my house, and we just eat. Like we have like 5 different types of bread, 10 different types of cheese, all kinds of salamis, peppers, olives, like and that's just like the appetizers. That has nothing to do with the main course. Which you got the pastas, you got the chicken, we had a big ham, all kinds of stuff. But like I literally have enough cheese to just like kind of nibble on for like the next month. Like I'll just sit there and just take it a little bit, like, and it's like the good, like the Parmesan, like when you take it off like the block or whatever.
Yeah,
like the chunks of it. Oh, so good.
I get down with some cheese.
I do that, and then I can't poop for like a week.
But it's worth it because when you're eating cheese, it's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. I got that left right now. We have some mozzarella balls. We got Asiago. I got some. Oh, you know which ones I love? It's the cherry peppers that are stuffed with prosciutto and provolone.
Mm.
I don't know if you ever had those. So fucking good.
Dude,
But
I haven't had those. Um, I've had the it's like the bell peppers or like the sweet peppers stuffed with like the like meat, like sausage and like different cheese and shit.
okay.
But I haven't had
See,
cherry peppers with that.
see, this is different because the cherry peppers are small and they're not sweet. They're spicy
Yeah.
and it's like in like kind of like a pickle jar almost, where it's like in like a brine and it's stuffed with like a little piece of provolone and then like the provolone's wrapped in prosciutto and just like you're supposed to like kind of cut it up and eat it, but I just eat it all in one bite.
Like popcorn, just pop it in your mouth.
Yeah, it's like a big piece of popcorn. I mean, it's definitely not like too big to eat in one bite, but it's most people usually eat at least two.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Easter leftovers kind of making the world go round. Oh, and the breads we have regular Italian bread. Then we got the semolina bread with the seeds on it. The Italian bread with like the sesame seeds on it.
Yeah.
And then we have the pizza rustica, which I don't know if you know what that is. It's like it's not really bread. It's more like ricotta and like ham and like egg to kind of hold it. It's like baked and I don't know, it's like a whole thing, but it kind of looks like a piece of bread. And you got the lard bread, which is the bread that's made with lard and with like salami in it. It sounds kind of gross with the lard, but it's actually fucking delicious. And then someone made sausage rolls. It was like they had sausage rolls and they had ones with broccoli rabe and sausage wrapped in the roll.
That sounds
So yeah, so it was and I had like all of this on the day of like Easter. Like I ate so much.
and I have a bunch of leftovers.
And I still have enough leftovers like a month.
So I have a question. Where's my leftovers?
It's a good question. You should go look in your fridge.
Son of a bitch.
He said nothing for you here, boy.
That's fucked up.
I mean, you didn't share that special day of Easter with me. You don't get to share the leftovers. Oh, and I have a bunch of homemade cookies, and I got a chocolate cake too.
I'm done talking to you.
All right. So I guess that's a wrap for Billions Season 2, Episode 9. Make sure you guys go subscribe to our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, Bingeaholics Anonymous, even though we don't update them anymore. That might change soon because we're about to start up the movie one again, me and Maurice. I think we're recording the next couple days, getting that started up again. And I also might be getting a later work schedule, so I won't be falling asleep as I'm editing the podcast. So I might be able to actually like make a Facebook post or whatever. But
There you go.
so yeah, go subscribe and listen on iTunes. Bingeaholics Anonymous. You have any closing words?
No.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yes, I do. I have closing words. Binge responsibly.
You son of a bitch.
I feel like I haven't really
I've been cucked.
I haven't done that in a while. So I figured I just throw it in there.
You're lucky my camera isn't working right now because you'd see how mad I was and you'd be scared. You would be very scared. Fuck you.
That's all I had to say.
All right. Well. All right. Later.